Well, Tyler Walker obviously signed a new contract very recently. Exciting times for you, I'm sure.
Yeah, definitely. It's one of those things you can't ever predict, and obviously to have been asked by the gaffer to sign for 4 years, it's just a really good feeling for me at the moment, and still kind of not really got to grips with it yet. But yeah, definitely really happy.
You and a number of other young players signed a new deal earlier in the year as well, so was it quite a surprise for you to be offered another new one at this stage in your career?
Yeah, definitely. I think three of us signed in January, so I thought I was happy with that, and I was just trying to get on with my football and break into the first team. But yeah, the gaffer just pulled me to one side and said, "Want to offer you a contract," and obviously 4 years. It's a long time at a club I love, so I'm really happy with that.
How do you look back on last season as a whole? Because obviously you played a lot of football for the 18s in the Youth Cup, for the 21s in their league, and also for the first team later in the season. You were even involved in first team stuff in pre-season last year when you went out to Portugal. You know, what a fantastic year it was all around for you.
I know, yeah. I think it all started really when Stuart asked me to go away with him pre-season. I think that helped me a lot, like getting to know the first team players, getting more confident around everyone, and I think that really kind of brought on my football throughout the season. Even though I didn't play a lot of first team football at the start of the season, I think my confidence was really high, and towards the end of the season it definitely showed.
Yeah, I suppose when everything's happening so quickly, it can perhaps be quite easy to forget all the people that helped you get to this stage. You've been at Forest for so long now. There's been so many staff in the academy, haven't there, that have helped you out. You know, you must be thankful to them.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the academy do such a good job. They're there with you like all day, every day, and anything you need to help you get better, they'll be there, because that's all they want to do. At the end of the day, they want to get you better. So people like Gary Brazil put in unbelievable amounts of time and effort just to help to get to players to be like on this pitch here. So yeah.
It seems to be a great time for the academy at the minute. As we mentioned earlier, you and a number of other young players signed professional deals. There's a lot more staff down there now, isn't there, Tyler? It just seems to be a time where the club's really progressing in that department.
Yeah, it's a lot more like there's a lot more people around, so there's more people you can talk to around the academy, and I think just everyone's trying to get the best out of all the players there, and I think it's really good, and obviously they're looking to promote the youth, and it's showing. So yeah, they're doing a really good job.
Do you feel quite privileged in a way to be at the club at this stage of your career, at this time where the club's making strides in this area? Because you've shown quite rapid improvement and development, haven't you, as a player in the last year or two?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like you say, that they're definitely looking towards the youth nowadays, and I think that's a big confidence boost for everyone in the youth team, 21s. I think that should drive them on, because if we can't sign any players, then obviously they're going to be looking towards the youth, and that would, for me, that's a massive boost, because at the end of the day, what my goal is to be playing first team football. So, and if they're looking towards the youth to do that, then it's a bonus for me.
It's a great sign of confidence in you from the first team manager, Dougie Freedman. But do you expect to be involved heavily, you know, in first team football next year, or would you be quite happy to carry on playing 21s football?
I think I'm obviously like really happy with what happened last season and things like that. But I think it wouldn't be wise to just expect first team football. I'm not like that. I want any game for me is a game of football, and I just want to do my best, and any opportunities that do happen to come my way, I'll work hard and try to take to the best of my ability. Yeah.
So that's the medium term. What about the short term, Tyler? What have you been up to since signing your deal? Have there been many celebrations, and how much are you focusing now on the new season and getting yourself ready for what will probably be the toughest and most pressurised maybe pre-season of your career so far?
Yeah, closer toward the time when I signed, I went out for a meal with my family and kind of celebrated that way. But I think I shouldn't really be getting too much into the celebrations of things, because obviously at the end of the day, off season's a big time. You need to come back in a reasonable shape, because pre-season is one of the toughest times of the season. You need to be in a reasonable condition, because those 2 weeks are really hard, and you want to hit the ground running and make impressions instead of trying to lose weight and stuff like that. So
And I suppose as a young player where you haven't got the experience of some of the other players in the squad, it's the physical aspects where you can probably just sort of pip other players to potential positions in friendly matches and things like that. And just in the manager's eye, really, when he's looking and seeing who he fancies early days.
Yeah, like you say, like pre-season's definitely, for me, looking at it, is one of the best times to impress. So I think if physically, because obviously you haven't got that experience over the first team players, so physically if you're at the front of every run, you can get into the back of the manager's eye and just make sure he notices you, and can only be a good thing.
We touched on it. Last season was a brilliant one for you. Obviously, I think the highlight for many people, I don't know about yourself, was the goal at Brentford, your first senior goal. Now we're going to get some footage up of that now. So if you could just talk us through how you remember that goal going in.
It's crazy. It seems so long ago. I can't really remember the goal. It came as such a blur, but it was definitely one of the best feelings. I've never ever felt like that before. And when the defender just dropped down, and I wasn't going to place it because I just wanted to smash it and just hope for the best. And luckily it went in, and then to score in front of the travelling away fans was unreal. They were amazing. It
struck me as a little bit like Michail Antonio's goal here, where he brought it down and sort of it seemed very instinctive. There didn't seem a lot of time to think about what you're doing. Do you think that probably helped you, because you must have been nervous in that game?
Yeah, well, I was nervous. It was probably the longest amount of time I've been on the pitch, and I went on before half time, so it was very nerve-wracking. But I think when you haven't got time to think, that's probably when things probably come off the most. So but I brought it down. I can't even remember Darlow kicking the ball. I brought it down, and then the defender just fell over in front of me. So if I'd have shot, he'd have just blocked it. So I moved the ball to the side and then just smashed it.
Can you think of any other key moments in your Forest career so far where you think it's helped you get to where you are now, even maybe when you were 11, 12 years old? Is there anything that particularly sticks in your mind where you think you did something right which got you to where you are?
I think probably when I got released from Forest. I think that obviously there could have been gone two ways. I decided to go play for Clifton, and I think I did reasonably well at Clifton, scored lots of goals, and that allowed me to come back in. And then obviously I've been here ever since that under 11 season. So I think the way in which I went about that year out, because obviously I was distraught, so I could have just kind of stopped playing football, but obviously my love for it was too much, so I went and played for Clifton, and that was a really good season for me to obviously come back as well. So yeah.
Pre-season fixtures are all building up now. The fixtures are out next week for the full championship campaign. Is that going to be a day you're looking forward to?
Yeah, definitely. Just to see when like, especially for the Derby away game and the home games, just to see when we've got them and things like that. So yeah.
Derby away, I mean, we've seen what Ben Osborne, an academy graduate, can achieve in a game like that. As a striker, you must have your eyes set on similar achievements in games like that.
Well, yeah, as a striker, I just want to score whenever I get the opportunity, score as many goals as I can. So in the bigger the game, the better. So I can't wait for the big games if I do get the opportunity to play.